So big news came out today, and I
Sure.
know everybody out there wants to hear about our opinion. They announced a new Star Wars trilogy is being made.
Did they really announce this today?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Wow.
know. Yeah, wow.
You guys haven't heard about this?
No.
Well, I'm happy to break the news to you.
Wow.
A new trilogy is being helmed. It's going to be episode. Where do we leave off? Number 9.
9.
This is going to be 10, 11, and 12.
It's in the Skywalker saga. It's in this, an episodic thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so we're getting
What
more
is it
Rey?
about? No, they thought they canceled that Rey one.
We don't know what it's about. We have no information
Oh.
other than it's going to be 10, 11, and 12. It's being helmed by, you're going to get excited about this.
Okay.
One of the most famous and
What's her name?
successful filmmaker. What's her name? We're not going woke, okay? We're not getting political.
Okay.
Get ready to have your fucking mind blown. Get your face ready. Star Wars new trilogy being helmed by Simon Kinberg.
Who?
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I say Peg.
Who?
Who's Simon Kinberg?
Who's Simon Kinberg?
Did he direct Game of Thrones or something?
Who's Simon Kinberg? He wrote, let me check my notes here.
Yeah. Just make sure you got it right. just to make sure.
Hey, asshole, who the fuck is Simon Kinberg?
Yeah.
All you peons out there asking who's Simon Kinberg, listen up. He wrote Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
With
Oh,
Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt?
They met on that film.
Exactly.
He wrote.
Exactly.
They started banging on that film, dude.
He gave us Brangelina, okay?
He
Okay,
gave us
so-
Surrey. Oh, that's Tom Cruise's kid.
what else has he done?
What else has he done?
Because there's got to be some more recent than that.
X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
That one,
Okay.
the one with Sansa.
Now we're cooking.
X-Men, he worked on the X-Men movies for 10 years, actually. So he did Last Stand. He did Apocalypse.
Okay, that was terrible.
Yeah. So the Dark Phoenix one I thought was like
Bad.
really bad.
But at least it was the last of like the original
He
cast.
produced the Logan spinoff. There you go.
Oh, you like that?
Which one is that?
Logan.
Logan.
Oh, he produced it?
Yeah.
He produced it.
No, that means he just had deep pockets? Well, how's that fucking a talent?
He produced the Deadpool movies.
Does that do anything for
No,
you?
he's a fucking rich guy.
Well, he's about to get a little bit richer.
Yeah, of course.
And he was co-creator of Star Wars Rebels.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't
cartoon.
watch Star
I didn't
Wars
watch
Rebels.
that.
Was that a cartoon?
It's a cartoon, and Star Wars has always been very lore heavy, and there's like a great canon that goes through the fucking whole thing. And like everyone told me, oh, Rebels is so cool because it takes place during the Clone Wars and it fills all the shit in. Man, I tried to watch that shit. It is for babies. I mean, it is just for fucking children. Go figure, it's a cartoon on like Disney XD.
I'll never forget that one time the Rocco convinced us to go to that Star Wars movie.
Oh,
Remember that, Derek?
it's that,
with
the Clone
Sky Guy
Wars
and
movie.
Snips. Remember that?
Oh my God.
The Clone Wars
We
film.
went to the theater
I
to
forgot
opening
about that
day
movie.
because Rocco was like, "It's a new Star Wars." I'm like,
What
"Yeah,
was
but
that
it's like a
movie called?
cartoon." I forget.
It was the first Clone Wars.
What year was that?
movie.
I don't remember.
Like 2000.
I remember we left the studio like, "Hey,
What was
we're
that
gonna."
fucking movie called? Jesus Christ. That wasn't Star Wars Rebels. No, I'm Googling. What?
It was Clone Wars
Clone
something.
Wars?
It was
2008? Nah.
No, I can't. Was it that?
yeah. It capped off, it fit in
It had, like,
continuity with
Baby
the Clone
Jabba the
Wars
Hutt
show.
in it?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, Baby Job of the Hut.
Sky Guy.
Sky Guy.
That was Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I blocked that from my
That
mind.
was, I remember it was like us in the theater and then some guy who was clearly like a diehard Star Wars fan. And he was like, he had a cane and he was like so excited. I remember him leaving the theater in the middle of it, just being like, fuck this.
Yeah, it was for
And I was like, yeah, this is
different
terrible.
audience.
dog shit, Raincore shit.
Well, just not for us.
No, it
40
was
40-year-old men.
steaming 40-foot pile of intergalactic Raincore shit.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
I
bad.
guess
It
back
was
then I
pretty
was
bad.
younger.
If I imagine what a Raincore shit smelled like, it'd be that movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Raincore taking diarrhea dumps in your
To be
ear.
fair, yeah, diarrhea. Yeah. Oh, angry Star Wars nerd over here. Nice.
So I think there's too much Star Wars because I haven't been able to watch Acolyte yet. I just haven't gotten to it.
To be fair, can I just say a lot of people say Rebels is good. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It was nominated, maybe even won some Emmys.
I think Becca likes it
a
legitimately.
lot of people say that what he did on Rebels was pretty good.
Okay.
So I think that's why he got this new trilogy.
They kept Thrawn and they brought over some characters into these new live action spin-offs, all the Disney Plus shit. So yeah, I mean it's got its credit, but I just thought it was way too young of an audience for me. But the too much Star Wars thing. I just saw some commercial when I was watching TV. There's another Star Wars show with a bunch of kids on Disney Plus.
I don't know.
Have you seen this?
I have no
'Cause
idea. No.
Every time I turn around, there's like a new Star Wars miniseries. It's like, yo, I stopped at the fucking the last one I thought that was good was where Darth Vader and Obi-Wan actually like show up, and
I have no idea.
I think it was the Obi-Wan miniseries.
Oh.
But
Well,
there's been like Ahsoka and multiple series of The Mandalorian, and now these like little Rugrats running around fucking in some Star Cruiser.
Yeah, and for me it was season 2 of Mandalorian, and then they said, "Oh, but you need to watch the Book of Boba Fett if you want to know what's
that's where
going
you got
on."
out?
And I was like, "Oh, I'm good." And I haven't watched Star Wars in any form since that.
Yeah,
that was the end of it.
It's an overloading. Oversaturation for me.
You can't.
Oh, I forgot to mention, he also made the 2015 Fantastic Four movie.
With John Krasinski?
Was John Krasinski in that?
I thought he was Mr. Fantastic.
Fantastic. That kid.
Oh, Jesus.
Holy
I think it's
shit.
bad.
That's bad.
That's
No
not
way.
good.
Well, everyone gets a second chance, you know.
That's true.
No, that's not John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, he's gonna be the new one?
No, it was Miles Teller was Mr. Fantastic. You didn't even see this movie. It was
Oh,
such
he
a
made the
fucking
new
Well, I didn't see
flop.
any of them, to be
It
honest
was a
with you.
fucking flop, dude. It's rated 4.3 on IMDb.
Yeah, this
It's
was
a 4.
That's not good.
It's a solid 4. May the 4 be with you.
as we direct this next trilogy. Now, is he slated for all 3 films or just the first one?
He has, as of right now, he has the trilogy, but
Okay. Disney
to be
can do
honest,
whatever
the
they want.
reaction of the internet is not excited whatsoever for this. There's a lot of people who were just like, Disney is fucking up Star Wars.
Yeah.
This movie is not going to be good. To his credit, he was also a consultant on Rogue One and Force Awakens, which I liked Rogue One mostly. Force Awakens was, a hit when it came out.
What was that? Is that
Force-
the game?
Force
Force
Awakens?
Awakens? No, that was the first
episode 7
with Rey.
with J.J.
Oh,
Abrams.
gotcha.
Yeah, the first of the new trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm a fake fan, guys.
No, but there's so many Star Wars that you can't even keep track of all the shit they
Right.
put out.
That's exactly true. It's
But
A
you know,
lot.
so many Star Wars trilogies and projects have been canceled over the past decade.
Yeah.
Like, people are not even expecting this.
Well, yeah, because the thing, like, they kept talking about the Rey movie coming out.
Yeah,
And then that was just canceled. Like, there's not.
that got canceled. The Game of Thrones guys had the trilogy that got canceled.
Yeah.
The Ryan Johnson was going to get a trilogy or movie or something that got canceled. I actually looked up a list online of like all the canceled projects. There's a lot.
damn.
Yeah.
It's like
So-
they're throwing darts at the wall and seeing what's gonna stick with the fan base.
Yeah, they're
Nothing
calling
is.
this. They're going to say this is in the continues the Skywalker era, but all the characters in the original movie have been killed off. At this point,
Yeah.
they're all
Yeah.
dead,
Yeah.
and Princess Leia is actually dead.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's not going to be in it unless they do like an AI, which they're
Again.
not above.
They're not.
They can still do AI characters, which
They
is
had-
great. I just love that.
She died in real life, and then they had the chance to just kill that character off,
And they didn't do it.
They didn't do
They
it.
didn't do it.
It's,
Weird.
it's like,
Weird move. Weird move.
yeah.
You know, when you get to a movie franchise, any movie franchise, and you're talking about numbers 10, 11, and 12, I think how high can your expectations be?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're talking about Friday the 13th, pretty high. But
No, those are the worst fucking ones.
No.
Jason 10 is the one where he
Yeah,
goes to
Spacin'.
space.
Yeah.
Spacing.
Yeah, I love it. I haven't seen that one, actually. I'm just joking.
Yeah. I mean, I love those movies, but I would never start anybody by watching those or expect them to be good.
Sure.
Yeah. It's
sure.
so funny.
Unless we're talking Saw. Saw 10 was badass.
I was looking at
Saw 10 was good.
just like movies online or whatever, and then they had like, I think it was maybe on HBO, like, or you could buy it. Maybe it was Apple.
Yeah.
But it was like the trilogy of like the original trilogy of Jurassic Park. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, there's
There's some of this as a trilogy.
There's 2 trilogies
And then
now.
there's the second one is the Jurassic World. But it's like there is one good movie of all of these movies. There's one. Like that does not count as a
second one's not bad. You got Vince Vaughn.
The second
It's
one's
pretty
bad.
bad. It's
The
pretty
Lost
bad.
World is bad.
Pretty bad.
I saw it not too long ago, and I really like it
What?
because they go to San Diego, and the
Yeah,
T-Rex
they
stomps
sure
around.
do.
They do go to
They sure do.
They stomp around our downtown.
I don't even think that was
Skyline.
filmed in San Diego. I think there's like 2 shots that are actually
Yeah,
San
yeah.
Diego, and the rest is fake.
But as
It's
a
in
kid,
LA.
like knowing that part of town, I was just like, that fucking little boy wakes up in a house in Coronado. I can tell.
I know this.
I know. It's rich there. He's got a 2-story and a pool in the backyard. That's fucking Coronado, bro. Right on the water.
No other option.
I loved it. But the Goldblum's daughter does gymnastics and the fucking it's all right.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, you know what?
Correct.
You're convincing me. This is a good movie.
I didn't realize there was gymnastics.
Forgot
in
about
it.
the gymnastics scene in the Jurassic Park movie franchise. She does a flip, everybody.
Which does pay off later when she needs to do a flip away from a dinosaur.
That raptor, yeah.
Yeah, so that was some good foreshadowing.
Oh, but then the Raptors are so smart, they start doing flips.
yeah, clever girl,
Tail whips.
That's what yeah.
athletic girl, That's what they
Athletic
say.
girl. That's Jeff Goldblum says it.
Let's start the debate right now, and you can answer in the chat if you're watching or leave a comment. But we can talk here as well. What is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Oh my gosh,
Empire Strikes Back.
I say
That's a good one.
A New Hope. It's my favorite one.
I got to go with. Damn, it's tough. I got to go with The New Hope as well.
Yeah,
Really?
for me, it's just a complete story. It's just like there's no cliffhanger. It's a great story, and it's the first one. How'd they do that?
I got to admit that Kevin Smith has probably skewed my answer with the Clerks brainworm. And that whole conversation just resonates with me that Empire has a better ending.
I mean,
Luke gets his hand cut off, finds out Vader's his father. It ends on such a down note.
yeah.
But that's what life is, a series of down endings.
I think for me, and I know if Rocco was here, he would say Return of the Jedi is his favorite because we're talking about that. So we are fully representational here of the original trilogy on Mega64. When I think of like my favorite, like the feelings that I get from Star Wars, this sense of like whimsy and adventure, it's all of these like little moments, like when they're walking through the desert, they find the like crate dragon skeleton, all just like the cinematography that was inspired by like the older movies and the Ralph McQuarrie art. I just felt like, I don't know, that the first movie, it is like fully contained and I don't know, it's just really special.
And I think that
I do like Empire a lot,
is
though.
like, this was a pretty, considering a small budget, it was like a independent B movie.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm watching it, it's like, how did you do this?
I know.
How did you pull
It's
this
so
off?
It's so impressive.
Yeah, and then once you get to Empire,
There's some money there
They got
now,
money now
yeah.
because they're such a hit.
But it looks like it's all made out of the same shit.
Oh, for sure.
And it fits in the line
and the story
so well.
is, it's great.
Do you guys have a like a goosebumps moment where like every time this scene comes on or every time this line is read, like you get the chills?
I don't think so.
Nothing
I don't have
that stands out.
Do you?
For me, it's when Luke is against Yoda's better judgment, taking off of Dagobah in his X-wing, and I think Obi-Wan's ghost and Yoda are either bathed in a blue light or a red light. I can't really remember, but they're bathed in this light from the X-wing taking off, and Obi-Wan tells him like, "Oh, I don't know if this is a good idea," some shit like that, and Yoda just goes something about, "No, there's another."
Oh.
And when he says that line and he's bathed in that light, it's like a puppet talking about, his twin sister, but it gets me like,
I do think
it's so beautiful.
Empire Strikes Back is like arguably the greatest sequel of all time because
good.
it takes all of everything. I always like to imagine, obviously these movies came out before I was born. But I try to imagine what it must have been like to only have seen Star Wars. And that's the only piece of media that exists. And you have all of these ideas of where it could go and what it could be, and Empire. The first movie is set on a desert, and then the second movie starts on a snow planet.
Yeah.
And, you're exploring the asteroid belt, and you fly into that giant thing's mouth, and you experience those like a creature of that size. Just, you got the giant space worm. And then I always loved Bespin, Cloud City, as
that was cool.
I mean, that's just fucking cool sci-fi.
Yeah.
did you guys see him in order? When
did.
you first saw him?
Yeah. I saw him when I was a little kid.
So I think this might be
No,
why my
I did
answer
not.
is.
Oh, you didn't?
Okay.
I would watch him on like USA because they
Yeah.
would play them every once in a while on television. And I think they would just do the trilogy like a marathon every once in a while, playing it on TV. And I had no idea what I was watching. So I'd kind of catch it for a few minutes and I have to go do something. And I'd come back and be like, oh, it's still on. And like, oh, now the gold guy's at a palace talking to a giant
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt. There's so many fucking worms in Star Wars,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
He likes little worms.
There's the worm in The Empire Strikes Back that's on the asteroid.
Dianoga in the trash compactor is a worm.
Oh yeah, you're
There's
right.
a worm in the trash compactor. Jabba the Hutt's a giant gangster worm. Then he takes you to the Sarlacc and feeds you to an even bigger worm.
The asteroid that they're inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That has a name. I can't remember.
You know, when I
Oh,
was
George Lucas got like a worm fetish.
I
He's
remember
into
being
worms.
a
with this dude in
kid and my
worms?
parents were like, hey, we're the next 3 nights are going to be Star Wars nights. And so we watched the first one.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the second one. I do remember after Empire, I was like, I cannot wait for the next one. Like, I need to watch it now. And then my parents were like, we had to wait years. Like, you got to wait a day. It's fine. But I was like, I got to fucking know what happens now.
So like I didn't see A New Hope until the 1998 re-release in theaters.
Oh, see, that is what
My
a
whole
lot
childhood,
yeah.
I had a cassette tape that my parents recorded Empire and Jedi from HBO. I remember the home box office intro was on the recording still.
Yeah.
Where the camera like pans in and that awesome music plays. I watched those and didn't know that there was a fucking first movie. I just thought like, yeah, watch these space movies. It's Star Wars, like Empire and Jedi. I didn't really even know until I was an actual adult and it was like, hey, these are getting re-released and the one I've never seen is first. Like, what?
I will say too, I don't know if my parents planned this or if it was a coincidence. Probably a coincidence, honestly. But we watched the Return of the Jedi on 4th of July. We watched, the movie ended, and then we went to go see the actual fireworks. I remember being like, my mind was fucking blown. This is like the coolest thing that's ever happened. It was just like, I was Star Wars high at that point.
The whole galaxy was celebrating.
It was celebrating. It was like perfect timing. But
yo,
anyways,
Star Worms. So many worms in there.
yeah.
I never properly saw them in order until the re-release in 1997.
Yeah.
And then I got to go to Taco Bell, get all the cool toys.
I still have them, bro.
Do you really have your Taco Bell
I'm
toys?
such a hoarder, bro.
I got
got
some
it.
of that stuff too.
Hmm.
God bless Taco Bell.